He's a radio DJ and a social media entrepreneur, and she's a Rappler multimedia reporter and award-winning documentary producer. Please welcome Casey Montero and Patricia Evangelista.
Good morning, everybody. How are you guys all doing today? This morning, good?
Awake?
Wow, you're tall.
They put me on an apple box to minimize the headroom, but
Hold
I
on,
think I'm a little bit taller than
that's
you
the way
now.
it is.
There we go.
How are you guys all feeling this morning? Great. I hope you guys are happy to be here. I know that we are happy to be here. This is the Manila Social Good Summit 2013. And Pat, I see that you've traded your Kevlar vest for a dress. You look quite nice.
I thank you very much. My bosses are under the mistaken assumption I know what I'm doing today. So let's all pretend, yes? Okay. We'd like all of you to rise for the national anthem. Please be seated, everyone.
Not since the invention of the wheel did something change life at such a fundamental level. 2 words rewrote the rules: social media.
Right now, the whole world is watching you. I'm going over.
Internet video becomes the most watched medium. Historic events reverberate.
Oppan Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style.
Parodies become hits. And bad behavior shamed. Social media changes the way you get the news. The way people react to governments. The way people connect to each other. More importantly, it changes the way people help people. Conversations lead to action. A lost grandfather is found. A street sweeper finds compassion.
We're on 1-second floor, Ace Express and Anthem Appliance, men's accessories, Forex, customer service.
A job well done, rewarded.
Dumb ways to die. So many dumb ways to die.
Information campaigns go viral.
Tayo na pong magbayanihan.
And angry people finds its voice. The crowd can do things institutions can't. Curb greed, save lives, solve wicked problems. The social media revolution is here. From collective insight to collective action. Tomorrow begins today. PH plus Social Good, the Manila Social Good Summit 2013 is brought to you by Rappler, Google, and the United Nations Development Program. This event was made possible by our partners, Aboitiz Equity Ventures, and the Asian Institute of Management. Our sponsors, Globe, Champion Detergent Bar and Powder, and special thanks to PLDT Home, McDonald's, and San Miguel Corporation.
So the Social Good Summit is a global event that has been taking place annually since 2010. The premise for this global summit is to come up with innovative ways to use technology and social media to solve the world's problems.
In the Philippines, no other problem has an impact as great and as large in scale as that of natural disasters. Did you guys know that in the Philippines, actually the Philippines is the third most vulnerable country to climate change and disasters in the world? And our capital, Metro Manila, is the second most vulnerable city. More than just another summit, today's event signals a long-term approach to climate change adaptation and disaster risk reduction in the Philippines. Last year, Rappler's Social Good Summit aimed to inspire. This year, it is time to act.
So our hashtag for today, and you'll see it back there, is hashtag 2030now. In short, it's our way of thinking long-term. We know that 2030 is 17 years from now, but today we need to think about concrete action steps that will lead to a better future.
So right now, you guys, the Wi-Fi is free, so please go ahead and start tweeting.
So let's trend this hashtag 2030now.
So today's event is also being live streamed on the front page of Rappler.com. So maybe you guys can tell your friends with the hashtag to watch on Rappler.com. You may, see yourselves there. You can also go on to PH+SocialGood.org. We are kicking off the Global Social Good Summit right here in Manila right now this morning. So again, use the hashtag 2030now and tweet about the event. What we're doing actually is creating a map. So if you guys, the more you tweet, the more you share, the more you at your friends, the more chances you have on showing up on our map. So please, again, tweet now. Tweet as much as you can.
And if you don't already know, we're looking for heroes. So you've seen the Rappler t-shirts, we're looking for heroes, and every person can be a hero. So these are people who can allocate a year, just 1 year of your time, and it's not every day 24/7, volunteering to use their talents for social good. Depending on what you do best, we have a job for you. So for more information, you can visit our Heroes Needed booth down at the lobby.
Anything you can do, right? Whatever it is, we'll find a place for it.
We'll find a place for you.
That's what my mother said. The Global Summit is organized by a group called PH+SocialGood. Our very own Maria Ressa is one of the 5 global advisors. After today's event, Maria is flying to New York to participate in the Social Good Summit there. She is one of 2 global advisors who will sit down with Melinda Gates of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation to report about the outcome of today's local summit. Why don't we go ahead and introduce 2 of our first speakers. Toshihiro Tanaka is currently the UNDP country director in the Philippines. He implemented the One UN Joint program in Pakistan.
And we all know her. Maria Ressa is CEO and executive editor of Rappler.com. She's been a journalist in Asia for more than 25 years, most of them as CNN's bureau chief in Manila, then Jakarta. She's also my boss, so a round of applause, please.
Magandang umapo sa inyong lahat. Good morning, everyone. Maria Ressa, CEO, Rappler. Secretary Lucy Sterling, Climate Change Commissions. Nice meeting you again. Senator Roland Legarda, I think she's coming. Andrew McGrinche of Google. Patrick Meyer, Digital Humanitarians. Netizens, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Again, good morning to all of you. Do I have a presentation over there? All right. On 26 September 2013, next Thursday, the United Nations General Assembly will be convening around the central theme of post-2015 agenda. In anticipation for the deadline of the Millennium Development Goals, MDGs, by end 2015, discussions on the new development agenda beyond 2015 are being conducted in most of the countries across the world. Starting last year, global consultations are being conducted to learn the different developmental challenges being faced by people worldwide, which then help inform member states to decide on the post-2015 framework. Right. Overall, 16 national consultations have been conducted. 12 thematic consultations also have been conducted globally. There was a global outreach and online consultation which called What We Want. Philippines is one of the 16 national consultation countries, and then we have conducted a lot of workshops and then forum with civil society and UN agencies and government counterparts, and came up with, to the end, the result had been summarized in the high-level panel report on post-2015 agenda to the Secretary General. It says, our vision, our responsibility are to end extreme poverty in all its forms in the context of sustainable development and to have in place the building blocks sustain prosperity for all. Furthermore, the UN envisions a new global partnership that enables transformative, people-centered, and planet-sensitive agenda. With the theme, #2030Now, the 2013 Social Good Summit seeks to contribute to the post-2015 debate by opening up conversations on how innovation, technology, new media, and new digital tools can pave the way to a better future by 2030. With this, the summit aims to bridge the gap between our world's toughest development challenges and long-term solutions by finding new answers to all problems, focusing on innovative solutions for the future and activating the power of everyone's global network. Two of the most serious challenges that threaten sustainable development globally are climate change and disasters. Okay. And the World Report really proposed a new data revolutions to be one of the target agenda. That means how to promote people's participations in the data collections, assessment of the performance. I think this is one of the things we are trying to do here. Sorry. Also about in my world, crowdsourcing for post-2015. In fact, in the consultation process, we have done a lot of social media networking, and which resulted to in this my world, yes, crowdsourcing for post-2015. Philippines ranked number 3 in the world in terms of the voting. We vote so far 54,000 voting. Cynthia of the United Coordination Office has been spearheading this effort. We are hoping to get more. And the Secretary Dinky of the Department of Social Welfare is going to receive an award from Millennium Campaign in New York for outreach, Millennium Campaign for outreach. Sorry, that's what I wanted to also inform here. Again, these two of the most threatening challenges, climate change and disaster, we are going to speak today, we are going to discuss today. Their impact could easily take away whatever gains, as you know, any country may have on development. Therefore, the significance of addressing the threat of natural disasters and climate change cannot be overemphasized, especially for a country that is prone to catastrophe, such as Philippines. It is one concern that we must increasingly incorporate into our overall development agenda in the 21st century. Let me just. Many of us here have in fact seen and directly experienced the far-reaching damage that typhoon, floods, and like landslides create in Philippines, like Ondois and Hagabad, and also Typhoon Pablo. We are struggling to recover from the Typhoon Pablo effect, impact in Davao Oriental and Compostela Valley. And all right. I'm just trying to gather my own recollections of the memory where I worked in Myanmar, Pakistan, and also here in Philippines. What happened in Myanmar in 2008 when Cyclone Nargis hit the lower part of Irrawaddy Delta, what happened is no information was shared. Actually, in rural area of Myanmar, they don't have any electricity. They have only probably in one village one TV, and then run by their own batteries. There no SIM card, or SIM card is very expensive over there at that time, almost $5,000 one SIM card. So no one really had that mobile telephone in the rural village. What happened is no information was shared with the public on the ground. And therefore, although this information was available, it was not really widely shared, and then no alert was made most of the people on the ground. So what happened is basically the May 2nd, when it hit, people were unaware, people are not prepared, and people are just exposed to the vulnerable threat. And therefore, around more than 100,000 people, government estimate 140,000 have been killed by this disaster. So we've been really working very hard on the ground how we can really recover and rehabilitate the areas, and also dealing with national disaster risk reductions effort. So compared to that, when it happened to Philippines in Pablo time, we have been informed about the route, and then about the size, and about the issue, or kind of action need to be taken. I was looking at what kind of alert it was given. It's basically alerting mountain people to be alerted landslide, and then not adventure to the sea. However, still, I think the detailed information on what action need to be taken is still a challenge for the people where to go. Although it's coming, but where you're going, how you can save yourself, or what is the evacuation point, and then what the safety locations you can be. So some of the evacuation points, like the school or clinic, I think have been also washed away, and then many people also lost their lives. So those are issues still we have to deal with. This is the Typhoon Pablo response of the United Nations and humanitarian country team. Within a week time, we had appeal. We had responded relatively quickly compared to any other disasters I have been experienced. All right. This is the map of the Pakistan flood in 2010. Almost 20% of the land of the Pakistan was flooded at the time. Oh, let me see. Over there. Oh, okay. And what we did is using satellite image, and they have identified the affected areas and affected populations. And all of those affected areas and house, residents of the house over there were given compensations. How? They used a national registration system, and then created ID card, like Visa card or MasterCard. And then they are allowed to withdraw some amount of fund. It's not so big, but significant for a poor household from the bank. When I was in Pakistan, what happened is in Japan, 2011 earthquake and tsunami. What impressed most at the time when I was in Pakistan is the people reactions. Even the remote area of Pakistan, in the north areas where the conflicts are, Taliban was there before, and then they are also hard hit by flood. They made the candle services and prayers for Japan people. And then they have sent me those photos, and then those presents from the rural area. So that was a very much impressing phenomena over there, over the world, how social media, how technology has helped information sharing in the world and moving the people to act. The 10 things to learn from Japan, it has also been circulated at the time quite often. I'm not going to through. The thing is how you respond to such disaster, such shocking things, and when your family are lost, lives are lost, and also property is lost. I think there is order, there is a calmness, there has been a very educated response in that time, not disturbance, not panic. So how you can prepare your society in that form? There is a surprising factor beyond almost imagination at the time, even the well-prepared Japan, which was nuclear power failure and radiations. And we've been discussing about this quite a lot. The radiation information in Japan is now all over. I have also been discussing with my son when my son wanted to volunteer in the area affected by also a tsunami earthquake, and how can we go there, can he go there, because relatives are very much worried. So we have calculated what the the level of radiations, and then looking at the map together from Pakistan and then Japan through social media and through IT technology. Okay, that's the kind of experience we had. I don't have much time, so I go into the concluding part, what we do here. Intensify natural hazard because of climate change need not necessarily translate to disaster. There is such a thing as anticipatory adaptation to climate change. I think Lucille will explain that more later. And the more conventional notion of disaster risk reductions. These concepts and principles underpin our work on climate change adaptation and disaster risk reduction and management in United Nations as a whole. Noting that mitigation response to the growing uncertainty of meteorological hazard due to climate change cannot be intuitive and should be systematic and scientific. We facilitate the dialogue among the risk agencies, PAGASA, Philbox, MGB, Mine and Geology Bureau, and NAMRIA. It's called National Mapping and Resource Information Authority, which started the multi-agency, multi-donor collaboration to produce a scientific information and data, including multi-hazard maps for risk assessment, the result of which provide an objective basis for risk management, which have found their way into national and local processes like land use and development planning and regulatory system. With this, we'd like to urge everyone to participate in this paradigm shifting from simply reacting when disasters strike to avoiding disasters or lessening their consequences by making the appropriate interventions now. As they say, understanding the problem is half the solution. Unfortunately, something cannot be done through shortcut processes. Dealing with the dangers of natural hazard and the additionality of climate change is one of them. Throughout the course of this one-day summit, you will learn better the challenges related to climate change and disasters and some technological solutions to these problems, as well as some public and private initiatives related to disaster preparedness and response. There is a good reason to believe that little company is needed these days to underscore the urgent need for DRM and climate change adaptation effort. The response necessitates our collective actions and shared responsibility. In the face of natural disasters, collaboration should know no boundaries. And the more institutions and citizens share their expertise and resources to advance disaster preparedness and mitigation effort, then the better positions we are to deal with possible catastrophes. I just made my own kind of statement here. I was just going through last night and then I thought what's all about. While a change for the better takes time, a change for the worse can take place a matter of a second or a day. Some threats are predictable and well known, but there are threats that are unpredictable and not well known yet. Some threats are preventable while others are not, but their impact can be mitigated. Since science and technologies are powerful tools to mitigate, prepare, respond, and recover from adversities. However, end of the story, it is our wisdom, our will, and our act that determine a kind of world we will be as compared to the world we want. Hashtag 2030 now. I would like to thank our partners, especially Rappler, led by Maria Ressa, and Google for making this summit possible. We hope this partnership hold until we are able to achieve sustainable development in the country with everyone here, with everyone who is listening, and of course receive climate change commissions, Office of Civil Defense or National Council for Disaster Risk Management, private sectors, or particularly netizens. And I hope that, again, this partnership will continue and create a world which is safer and better and sustainable and resilient. Thank you very much.